Hello, welcome to my latest video. There's my palette as usual, just a mess 10. Um, just going to use a nice burnt umber underpainting. Just on the right hand side up there, it's a bit wet still, but we'll see. So quick horizon going on, without much thought, just to get it established. This canvas is about 24 by 20 inches. Going to add some titanium white now, just to churn up the horizon a bit. Oh, that's quite nice, that. Just a bit of Payne's grey on the horizon, just kicked up into the sky. Looks quite nice. Thank you so much for all your likes and your comments and things. It really means a lot. Don't forget to subscribe. And of course you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, WordPress, just about everything. And jonkid.co.uk. Yeah, it's quite a pleasing sky already. Not a bad start. That brown background seems to work well. My easel's doing some wobbling about. So it's only a cheap easel, but yeah, it served me well. Just a bit of ultramarine blue going on now, just to lay the foundations for later on. Ultramarine blue's blending in quite nicely with the titanium white there. A bit more Payne's grey, might have a bit of anger here. Yeah, I painted this burnt umber underpainting and let it dry, but it's that top right hand corner that's a bit damp. So we'll see how that interacts with the rest of the paint. Just sort this bloody easel out. Yeah, I've asked Santa wife or Father Wifemas for an easel at Christmas time. Just upgrade it a little. God, it's wobbling about something crazy. But hey, we'll plod on. But already we have a bit of a sky. Just add a bit of yellow down here in the distance with my rake brush. Got my headphones on, listening to music, which helps me movements. So of course there's going to be imaginary landscape as usual. Oh, bit of a hair, just getting rid of. Yeah, I've got 3 dogs and I get the odd hair that appears in my studio. Well, I say studio in my little box. It's absolutely tiny. Bit of light down here, I think, just to see what would happen. I love using this rake, as you get some right interesting textures and lines, accidental field systems and ploughed areas and everything else, walls. Yeah, when I was growing up we lived in a limestone area, so there's dry stone walls everywhere, and developed an interest in fossils, and used to get me a hammer and a chisel out my dad's shed and go out fossil hunting. Yeah, I do like limestone walls. Yeah, fell off walls a few times when I was growing up. It always fascinates me how limestone walls are built. Yeah, I had to go at limestone walling when I worked for a farmer when I was about 15. And yeah, I didn't have a driving licence when I was 15, but still used to drive tractors and things on the road. Nobody bothered back then. Well, I might have had my provisional licence, but yeah, drove tractors with trailers on and Land Rovers and stuff. No one batted an eyelid. Yeah, I used to love driving tractors. Felt like a proper grown up, you know. Yeah, speaking of tractors, we had once a year, we had a village fair, and every year, you know, the local farmer used to deliver a whole load of hay bales for the fair, you know, and you could use them for sitting on and building coconut shies and all sorts of bloody stuff. And there's all these bales, and at the end of the day, he'd load up the trailer and take the bales away. And every year we used to, when we were kids, we used to climb up the bales on the trailer and sit on the top, and off the tractor will go with us sat on the top. It's crazy if you think about it now. It just wouldn't happen now. You know, the farmer driving about with all the kids on the top of the bales. We used to love it. I just think it was great fun. And we used to, you know, sit on the bales, bouncing along on the trailer with a little piece of hay between the teeth. I thought we were proper farmers. It's scary to think if it ever shed its load with the kids on top. Yeah, there'd be dramas. Yeah, we used to have good times at the village fair once a year. We used to love it. We used to get spending money off our parents. And there used to be a bouncy castle, and I remember when we were kids, I think it was the first year they had this bouncy castle, and at the end of the day they were deflating it, and we managed to they disconnect it. I don't know how bouncy castles work, but disconnect it from the pump at the back, the generator, and we go in the tube, actually inside the innards of the bouncy castle, while it was being deflated, and it was like a maze of colour, and get incredibly hot in there as being out in the sun all day. But we were inside this bouncy castle as it was being collapsed and deflated, and the owner of the bouncy castle shouted at us for all to get out, and we all got out, and they started rolling up the bouncy castle to go into a trailer and be sent back to where it was being stored. And we looked around, we thought, well, there's somebody missing. And they folded up this bouncy castle, and we realised there was someone missing, and we heard this from deep inside the bouncy castle, and there was a lump where the child was still inside, so quickly had to unfold it very quickly, and then out came an exhausted, hot child. It could have been nasty, that, if it got folded up and put into a trailer. The next time they'd have used it, there'd have been a corpse. Yeah, anyway, let me think, 12 minutes in and we've got a painting. It's not perfect, but it'll do me. Yeah, we used to love summers growing up in the village. Some good times. Lots of happy memories. Yeah, I used to like the village shop. Just a sweet shop, and we all used to get the school bus and pile into the sweet shop. And there was this lovely man called Bob who ran the shop. Always had a smile, and he knew I liked proper Bakewell tart, and his wife and him used to make amazing Bakewell tarts that were really big as well. And every Thursday he used to phone my mum, said, send John over because I've got a Bakewell tart for him. And I'd go over and he'd give me this free Bakewell tart that was massive, absolutely huge. And he always used to say, oh, it's one that went wrong, I can't sell it in the tea shop, in the tea rooms, I can't sell it if I've made a mess of it. But I knew that he never made a mess of them, all was perfect, he just pretended. Yeah, he always made me a lovely Bakewell tart that I adored, I love the stuff. Yeah, whenever you walked into the shop, there was a tinkle of the bell as you went in, and he'd emerge with a big smile and arms wide open, and he'd always say, for what do I owe this pleasure? That's his catchphrase. It was lovely. Yeah, it's coming on nicely. I quite like that black sky down here on the left. Yeah, we lived just a couple of doors down from the sweet shop for a period of time. Then we moved to the end of the village. But yeah, Mum always used to send us round with a note for a pack of cigars, pack of Hamlet for my dad, and a bottle of wine, and that sort of thing. You wouldn't get it now. Wouldn't happen. But yeah, back then, in a little village, nobody bothered. So we used to go around and they'd supply us with booze and cigars for the parents, just with on the basis of a handwritten note. Yeah, it was like the focal point for the whole village, that shop. Great place. Yeah, the row of houses next to the shop, the village shop, all these, I suppose they were not mill workers, mine workers' cottages. So perhaps built late 1700s, early 1800s. And all the time there was people talking up and down this row of cottages. It was a close-knit village, saying that they'd seen a child in the garden and things like that. And it was a ghost, apparently, that had been seen. It was going on for years. Everybody in the village had seen this ghost of a child on this particular row of cottages. And in one of the cottages where we lived, um, me dad, he's no nonsense. He don't believe in ghosts and stuff like that. And there's one occasion, um, my mum had this plastic duck that she used in the bath when she was a child, and she's still got it now. She still has it in the bathroom. And no, I tell a lie. It wasn't. It wasn't the plastic duck. It was a porcelain dove, which she still has, and there was a decent weight to this dove. And my dad was brushing his teeth or having a shave or something in the bathroom, and it was always spooky. Upstairs in the house, and behind him in the mirror, he could see this porcelain duck travelling across the length of the bathroom. So he used to keep it on the toilet, went across the length of the bathroom, and then dropped to the floor. And it must have travelled a decent distance, 6 to 8 foot, I reckon, and clattered on the floor. And Mum had since spoken about it, and I remember I was only little, but I remember Dad being absolutely terrified by it. So weird. I mean, my dad always plays it down. Because he don't believe in all that sort of thing. Oh, he says he don't believe in it, and he says, "Oh, it must have been condensation and all sorts of things, But yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, there's always spooky goings on in the village. There was, I mean, quite recently, I think about 5 or 6 years ago, I was sat talking to my parents and my brother outside a pub, and we had a pint each, and I don't know what got us talking about it, but my dad piped, bearing in mind he don't believe in any of this sort of thing, my dad piped up and said, "Do you remember the time when you were about 15 years old, when, the house we lived in, my bedroom window backed out onto empty fields for miles, amazing view. And at night, you couldn't see anything, couldn't see a thing. And he said, "Do you remember the time when you ran down the flight of stairs in the house?" And he said, I cleared those stairs in about 3 paces. I was that terrified, and I ran into the lounge because there was something at my window, at the bedroom window. And I said, "No, I don't remember that." He said, "Yeah, you were that scared. You know, my face, you get the expression, looks like you've seen a ghost, but yeah, my face was as white as this paint I'm using." I said, "No, I can't remember that." And my mum piped up and said, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you won't go back to bed. There was something horrible at your bedroom window." And no, I said, "I can't remember for the life of me." And my brother remembers. And you know when people are winding you up, but my mum, my dad, and my brother weren't. They were completely truthful, no hint of irony. They said, "Yeah, it happened. There was something at my window." And apparently, now I don't remember any of this, but apparently a lot of people around the village saw lights in the sky that very night. And my brother said, "Yeah, I remember that. I remember that happening." And my mum said, "Yeah, I remember." And the lights in the sky were over the field that was overlooked by my bedroom window. And yeah, I cannot remember a thing about it. It's weird. And just recently I said to my dad, I said, "Were you winding me up?" And he says, "No." And I said, "Bloody hell, that's scary." And my dad said, "Yeah, it scared me too." But yeah, I've absolutely no recollection of it whatsoever, one iota. It's as if, it's something so scary, if indeed it happened, something so scary that's just erased from my mind. Yeah, I mean, it could have been a bloody barn owl or something on my window. I don't know. I don't know what it could have been. But the lights in the sky were odd, considering a few people had seen it. Yeah. I mean, the other alternative is, yeah, my mum, dad, and my brother were winding me up, but normally when my family we wind each other up, we start laughing afterwards and go, "Ah, I got you," and all the rest of it. But there was no hint of irony. It's an actual event they remembered, but I don't remember a thing about it. Yeah, my dad said I was absolutely petrified. Yeah, it always felt spooky at night, the village, but it's, what do they call it? Psycho-suggestion, I suppose. You've got old buildings in the dark, gnarled trees, and it's bound to feel scary. So yes, it's looking not too bad. There's a bit of that wet area in the burnt umber has kind of jumped into the painting. It's just on the right hand side, the upper part of the sky. I might get rid of it. I might leave it. We'll see what happens. Might be too distracting, but we'll see. Yeah, there's all strange bumps in the night. Weird goings on around the village. Yeah, I do like that dark shape on the horizon, on the bottom right, in the sky. Not bad at all. Yeah, we as kids we used to wind each other up, and there was one lad in particular. He's the same lad who dropped a rock on my head when we were building a treehouse. There was a story that I told a few weeks ago in one of my videos. It was the same lad who was winding us up, and we're in this particular spooky churchyard. It was the Quaker churchyard that was always weird at night, always spooky. And he said that if you put a coin on the gravestone and then say some incantation, you've got to walk round the gravestone 10 times with your eyes closed and say this incantation or whatever it was, I can't remember. The coin would disappear, and that'd be the ghost of the person who died taking the money. And so I did this incantation and walked around the gravestone how many ever times. And yeah, the coin disappeared. It was like a 20p coin vanished. And I did it again, and my mates did it, and the coin kept disappearing. I thought it was incredibly spooky. But then as we got older, we realised it was this lad nicking the money. Yeah, he was always coming up with spooky stories. Yeah, it's coming on nicely. In one of the adjoining village, it's where I went to nursery school actually. There's a chapel there with a skull, or a fragment of a skull, the top part of the skull, if you like, in there, and apparently that's cursed, and it's still there. The skull, I believe, anyway, it's still there, and yeah, it's got all sorts of folklore behind the skull. Apparently, it's found in a Neolithic burial mound, of which there are many where I used to live, and yeah, it put a curse on the village. And they tried getting rid of the skull, tried burying it, but it didn't work. It kept appearing back at where it belongs now. And yeah, it's still there. They've kept it. Never seen it. I think it's in private place now. But anyway, there's me banging on about random stuff. Yeah, it's not looking too bad, this. The foreground's a bit dark with the burnt umber, but we'll see. It kind of works. Bit more light here. Yeah, could be anywhere. This could. It's got some reasonable nice depth to it. Yeah, I think we're nearly there. I'm still debating what to do with that brown smudge on the top right. Might have to sit on it for a while and think. But we're definitely getting there. Very nearly done. Few lumps and bumps and hills and things, trees perhaps, and buildings. Oh, excuse me. God. Sneeze. As soon as we hit autumn, I start developing a bloody cold every year. But hey, I like autumn. Few little specks of light in the distance. Interesting lumps and bumps. Yeah, not bad at all. You know, that blue in the sky is not bad. Some accidental green there, just on the left-hand side of the sky. That was stormy bush. That kind of works. We'll see. Yeah, we're very nearly there, I think. Yeah, I do enjoy ghost stories and things. I'm I'm kind of neutral when it comes to ghosts. I kind of believe them or I don't believe them. You know, it's kind of halfway in the middle. I kind of like to lean towards the idea that there are stuff out there. But, you know, till I meet a ghost face to face and I know exactly what it is, I think I'll kind of remain neutral on the idea. Yes, that bit of green kind of works. You know, I've seen bloody hundreds of ghosts, but it might have been my mental state at the time. It might be hallucinations. I'm not 100% certain. Seen loads of black figures and stuff like that, but don't know. Don't know if the ghosts or not. Yeah, I've seen plenty of the classic orbs of light as well, but again, that could be brought on by tiredness or stress. As I say, until I meet a ghost and we have a conversation, then I'll believe it a bit more. Yeah, I think we're just about there. I'm getting that feeling that we're done. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. That's just about dandy. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.